It's the season finale of Listen with OC. And what better way to end the season than with the Osina WhatsApp Garayan one, the legend. Importer, exporter, cocoa water, frike. I could keep going on. As we dive into 20 years of his amazing awesomeness on stage, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and listen with Dbanj. It's Listen with OC, and it's the season finale, and we have legend, Afrobeats aficionado, Dbanj.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does aficionado mean? This is your English.
Enthusiast.
Oh!
Somebody that, when they say Afrobeats, they look up to you. When you look in the dictionary, it's your face.
Oh, my brother. I must greet you specially. Indeed, you are correct.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the show, though.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, sure. So it's been a long time. 20 years on stage. How do you feel?
Oh, my God. I feel like I'm 20.
You feel like you're 20?
I swear.
Like you're still a virgin, right?
I just started. I'm saying new cat. I was like, meow, meow, meow. But I feel grateful to God. I feel fully energetic. I feel alive. I feel awoke.
Okay, cool. That's fantastic. So I remember, I think we've had this conversation before. The first time I saw Tongolo, it was nothing like I'd seen before.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was girls wearing shorts, Tongolo emblazoned on the backsides and everything. It was like the true essence of Afrobeats. So you were literally, doing Afrobeats without even knowing that, further down the line, there's going to be, something called Afrobeats. So the build up to No Long Tin, can you just walk us through that entire album?
God.
I know you went Ankara with those big colors.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So the No Long Tin album was created in the UK.
The entire thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
I know that I think the first song we did from the album was Mobolo.
I love that song.
Oh, thank you.
I
think that was my first breakthrough song, especially from the UK when we came. But then when we got to Nigeria, it was Tongolo. So we had done 3 songs before the October 1st independent show in the UK in 2004.
Okay.
So I had Mobolo, I had All the Way, the Way, the Way.
All the Way. Do you know that's the song from us?
Okay, say it. Since you know it, say it.
Yeah, so
where's that
so
song
me and Dbanj was 4 years my senior in secondary school. So we used to do these things called road walks, like every morning, and it was part of the songs that we used to use.
Yeah.
For the road walks. So when we used to jog and everything.
So
all the way, the way, the way, all the way.
What is boy?
Yeah.
You know it. This music. But so like when you're going, I think we need to reintroduce it now that
true.
Gym and fitness is so big. I think it's something that would encourage people. So we had done All the Way because that was like a folk tale from time.
Yeah.
And I just liked the vibe. And being that we're coming from military background, we needed to give them that ginger. So that was a cheap one. And then the third one we had was with the lady called Queen.
Okay.
Remember Queen?
I remember Queen, yeah.
Yes. So I had done one song called Don't Ask Me with Queen. And so I had those 3 singles. But I didn't even know how we were going to go about it up until the opportunity came up in, what was the name of Ocean Center, Ocean View in Hackney, London, 2004. So, they usually have these independent show in London. And so I was a small artist at that time. And
I think I saw clips of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my first solo major performance as proper as Dbanj. Prior to that, I'd been, the way we do now.
Yeah.
But that was the first one. And so we're scheduled to perform with JJC and 419 Squad because I was a member of,
JJC and 419 Squad, yeah.
But then there was a fallout before the show.
Yeah.
And I remember when we got backstage, myself and Don Jazzy got backstage, and JJC was kind enough, all of them were wearing green, white, green.
Yeah.
But we didn't even get the brief. So we were wearing TM Lowe. Jazzy was wearing TM Lowe. I was wearing this address, something like this that my brother K-Sweet had sent to me just a week ago.
Okay.
So a week before the event, I didn't even know what was going on. So someone came from Nigeria and then brought an outfit and it looked like Fela-ish.
Yeah, and you're like, why not?
K-Sweet said you would like this. Yeah. And I wore it. I called a few and I said, this is what I will wear.
Yeah.
So we got to backstage and they said, we're about to perform. They were closing the show. Yeah. JJC 419.
Yeah, as big as they were then.
Yes. And usually what happens is, of course, when you start, then you start introducing
different people.
And so, but because of the fallout around that time, we were already going to go solo. So JJC was like, he could have put us out of the show, literally. But he just said, listen, you have your 3 songs on the CD. If you still want to perform, you can speak to the promoters, DJ Abbas, and we'll invite you. And we already had a relationship with DJ Abbas. Jazzy from the days of Solek. Already knew him. So it was like, okay. Jazzy, I don't know this boy. I'll give him one song. I'll make you do one song.
Yeah.
I say, okay, I'll do one. So Queen performed, and then right after she finished, I thought to myself that I do the one with Queen. At least, say, babe, we did it.
Yeah.
So I said, Queen, don't go, please come. And then we did the song, and everywhere just caught fire. And then right after that, we did Mobola.
Yeah.
And I think the whole crowd connected with Mobola because, especially at that time, living in the UK and being an immigrant or coming here, it's quite. It wasn't as
rosy
so everybody just connected and said, what? Glory. And that was it. I think that's my date of birth.
Okay. Really? Officially,
I call myself. That's why I'm celebrating 20 years.
20 years, okay.
Because that was 2004, October 1. Yeah. October 3rd, one of them. Yeah. But that was actually what now led to us saying this. So we finished from that show. And then, of course, we're excited. And some just went, we would love it. And they loved it. And then the next day, there was like 8 paragraphs written in Nigeria.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Punch.
Okay, that was huge.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And so my mom, for the papers, because after I know social media.
Yeah, in the papers, yeah.
And then so they got papers and they read it. 8 paragraphs talking about this guy. I'm sure as I'm speaking, we will look for the papers. So we will show them. Say, no, today, since 04. And then so my mom now called me and said,
what's going on?
What's going on? And guess what?
Yeah.
The person that wrote the piece was a journalist that came from Nigeria.
Okay, to the UK.
To the UK. Yeah. I think he came with a crew. Because the headline was JJ Sifona Squad and Idris of the Caribbean at that time. And Maintain.
Oh, Maintain, yeah.
Also Maintain. So literally we just, boom, 8 paragraphs speaking about us. I just told Jazz, this is where they go out. And then my mom also called and said, listen, this is beautiful. If this is what God says you should do, you can now come back. We can support you. Because I've been not, and then so we now decided to come back home. So that's what led to us coming back. And so from October, toward they're about to maybe like end of October, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we needed to now do the album. Yeah. So that's what led to
the album.
Yeah. Because now we knew that, okay, there was kind of like acceptance back home, a bit. From this kind of me and Punch was big then. And
still big actually.
Yes. So let's just do this. And so that's how we now rushed. I remember we walked on the album in London. What was this guy's name? It was one of Jazzy's friends that was a producer. We just took the place, went there, finished. And that's where we did Tongolo.
Really?
Soko.
Oh, wow. Why me?
No, Why Me was Nigerian. Why Me not True Life Story. Everything they do for my music now. Most of them are True Life Story. Yeah. So Why Me, that's why they're not feeling it. Right?
Okay.
That's why she said she wanted to be mine. Not true.
That
was Nigerian. That I don't Dbanj. That was 2006.
Okay, cool.
So when we finished the album, we came back home. Okay. No long term.
So in the space of all of this, was that when you guys decided to actually form the record label?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So, of course. So because we had bonded as friends, and he was one of the best producers even as at that time that we already knew. So we just said, listen, if we're going back home, this is what I'm thinking. So we discussed it. We spoke about it. And back then, in fact, ironically on Friday, we had a dinner. Yeah. And then one of the ancestors, I call him, in the industry, Rugged Man. Rugged Man was also there that day. And it just took me to 2004 because Rugged Man was one of the very few people that I connected with because we went to LASU together. Yeah. And so he was also, before me. And he was always good to us. So we always communicated. And Rugged Man was telling me as at that time, say, oh boy, in on like 350K, 500K from Nigerian breweries on Star Trek and all those things. So we just was like, Jazzy, more.
Let's go back home.
See what's happening here. This one way at least these people don't, they don't go. I just say, now let's go. And so that's what brought us back. Okay. So we came back November 2004. December 2004.
Okay, and from there, the rest is history.
Yeah.
So everybody knows you for your harmonica. So how did you pick that up, though?
Where's my harmonica? I was supposed to carry it, but don't worry. I'll show
somewhere.
That's actually I think that's what brought me fully into music.
Okay.
When I was 11, I lost my brother in a plane crash. Yeah. And he used to play the harmonica because he was in NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy. Yeah. So he was just an instrumentalist. He was such a spiritual. And so after the court brought, the way they will bring you home, they won't want you to know all those things. And they say, your younger brother is in heaven. And I was so young. And so when I entered the room, I think They had brought back his stuff.
Yeah.
You know, his clothes was on the bed. He had a book. He had this, and then I saw the harmonica and I picked it up because I think we were there for a night or two before going back to school. And then I didn't really fully understand, of course. Then I took it back, and I think that's what just really connected me. And then nobody taught me till today. That's why everywhere I go, anything where I hear, I started to play whether it's a Christian song, whether it's this. And from there, I realized that, listen, I was entertaining people without really talking. And then the cocolettes were coming. I said, oh my God, this is a good instrument. And then I now decided to go back. I remember going to Muson Center when I was much younger, maybe like 18 or 19, trying to get into music to teach, but they had no teachers for harmonica. So I had to keep teaching myself. And one of the only people I listened to play with, other than the country musicians, was Steve Wonder. So Steve Wonder had a song with Babyface. That was and the solo piece there was one of my first ever. So I kept learning that. And when I knew what the instrument stood for, and considering that the fact that that was maybe the only instrument our ancestors were allowed to hold or play when they were taken as slaves. You know, most of them when they're working in the plantations, and the only thing to entertain them after such a long time was the harmonica. I think I just bonded with that, and I found the love, and from there, it became this.
Oh, fantastic. So I say it every time that from when you came on the scene was when Nigerian artists suddenly understood that they could become superstars, because from the way you dressed, from the way you carried yourself, and from the quality of the music that was coming out at the time. You know, I'm talking about Tongolo had the remix, you know, Why Me? And all of a sudden you became such a huge phenomenon, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa. So everything that happened with the release of that first album, you know, did you envisage that was going to happen?
No, we hoped so.
Huh?
We hoped so.
Okay.
Well, we hoped so when we're coming back from the UK, because of course, based on the energy that we already had, we already saw potential from the newspaper. The name of the person that wrote it was Steve Ayanrede.
Yeah, I remember Steve. Yeah.
You remember Steve? He just former commissioner.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine. So he was the first person that wrote that piece. So coming back to Nigeria, we knew that we felt we're on top of the world. And so I remember we landed in Abuja, and we had played it for some people in University of Abuja, and they were like, what is this? What kind of album is this? They didn't even like Tongolo. They said, you don't know what's raining? I think, what did they play was that time? I think it was Blackface or something. I think that like...
Now we leave for Nigeria.
Where did they leave? Hey, I said, the hand life, we did leave for Nigeria. People will see, I said that, then they play just me, I just retire again. Say, this is what's going on?
Yeah.
But then we came to Lagos, and it was different. You know, people kind of felt Bolo, and then some of them just loved Tongolo. I think it was the Benin Man show in 2004, one of them that we did. And then everybody just felt it, and you know, let's shoot the video. You know, DJ T was the biggest,
biggest video director.
So we did that. Yeah. And so for us, we always just believed, we always knew what we wanted to. I think even the name of the company was named after us knowing that we wanted to give more hits. And we knew that we already knew we were a perfect match, and we knew what we wanted to build. So we said, let's go there, we'll feed them. I get the energy. I remember 5 a.m. something in the morning, we finished the No Long Tin album, and we're driving back, and we're listening to it, Ikauda and the rest. And then I don't know how it triggered me, and I think we got into a conversation, and I asked Jazz, I said, listen, what are you saying with this? He said, oh, well, it's the way they go, will make you like the biggest Africa entertainer. So it's because you sabi perform, you know. You say, where you just? And I said, is this Afibia? I remember like yesterday. I think so. I don't know which of us was driving. And then he said, you know what? I think I was driving. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you know what? If you do this one, I will make everybody know that you produce. And I think we turned back, went back to the studio. That's when we put Don Jazzy again on every one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the tracks.
Oh, wow.
It was something we spoke about. It was like a done moment for us. When we had finished the album, we were listening to it, we were driving, and that kid in. And then we turned back, went to the studio, we put it in, and from there it became... For me, as a young kid, it was the first time I was seeing,
good-looking girls. So I was just captivated by the quality of the video, the fact that I'd not heard anything like that before. Somebody playing the harmonica, the production of the song was just different. I just connected to it instantly. And from then on, it was just, way up for you.
I think it was for everyone.
For everybody.
It was what do I call that?
Eureka moment. Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah. So from Mo Hits, you guys expanded, signed a couple, other artists, and you dropped the classic album, CV. Yeah.
I think every year since we were Mo Hits, we gave an album till
So how did you discover, everybody that you brought together? Dr. Sid, One Day Cole.
Oh my God. So Dr. Sid had been my friend.
Okay.
Before, I even traveled, even when he came to the UK, we met up. It was with Tribesmen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Sid is one of those child stars.
Okay. I remember.
They say, Papa, a full legend.
Yeah.
My ancestor. So we already met, but then when the call we met in Unilag, we had a show in Unilag, and so we brought him. Someone brought him to us. It was like a conga. Conga brought him to us and said, "Listen, this guy is super talented." And I listened to when the call. And I spoke to Jazzy. Jazzy was saying, listen, I think he already had all the fair, but he didn't record it. He'd be hitting the table. Even when he finished, baby girl, I understand. You better got a man. Since that time, oh my God. So, where you bad? I said, let's invite him home. So we did. And then he came, where you from? Mushin. And since he came, we didn't go back. So that was where we met. And then the rest, we had Doctors.
The Prince was family.
Those ones are already.
We're already in it.
They already our brothers, but there were two of the most super talented people that we had. Most people don't even know that some of my slogans that I use came from the Prince.
Okay.
I remember we had a show where, I don't know if it was Shrine or somewhere. We wanted to get, because the Prince is very stylish. So we're talking, I wanted to get, I don't know if it's festival or something, early days. And he went to get it. And then he came back and we're about to get on the street. I said, where the toy? They always say, Baba. I said, I won't buy the toy. Then they sent 15,000. I said, feel it. Then I said, what? He just said it. I picked it. I was like, what is it? He said, I said, feel it. I said, I love that. And that's how I got feel it. And so when I say feel it, don't touch it. People understand. That's literally like, feel it, don't touch it. That's how I put the money into it.
That's crazy, man.
So people don't understand. And of course, K-Speed is one of the best songwriters, best lyricists that we had. So everything just connected and we became a beautiful family.
Okay. So what was it about? You'd been an artist with JJC and 419 Squad, you understand, but there was something, it almost seemed like you had a good period of internship, because from after I saw Tongole, the next video I saw was Booty Call, and I just was with my brother, and he was like, these guys have to be doing drugs or something, because Dbanj just came out from a helicopter, he opened his shirt. That's how he was telling me, we were playing football in 1000 foot. He said he opened his shirt and he was just walking, and before you know, they entered limo and they wore different color of shit. And I'm just like, what's going on? So what was it about you that you didn't want to do things the same? Because everybody was shooting the same kind of videos. People were using the same kind of directors, but I think you guys were one of the first people that, started shooting videos in South Africa, at the time, elevating the quality of the videos that, that we're seeing, at that time. So what was it that made you not want to do things the way things were being done?
A number of reasons. First of all, from where I was coming from, I already was exposed to seeing the kind of things that were being produced. JJC himself was, the founder of one of the biggest UK groups then, Big Brothers. They had so many top 10 hits and the kind of quality they were already pushing out. I remember he also worked with Lemar. Lemar is also at the time. So it's so many things. And I was a studio rat that time. I remember when we moved, there's only glass there. You can only see them. You cannot go in. You understand? So me, I don't even know, say one more. People happen. But from time, I always knew one saying. I say, dress how you want to be addressed. So if I'm going somewhere, I know that I don't care. Even if you say I woke up like this, you must understand that that's how you can never to be caught off fresh, in the words of Skibby. So I think that was also something that added to it. And then coming to Nigeria, we already had the likes of Style Plus. You already had Kenny's music, Storm Records, they were everywhere. I remember like first 2 years, 3 years, they never nominated Mo Hits as a record label. So we just the verse where they say, and Jazzy is such a believer. If you carry it, you will run with it. We'll fly from here. We say we'll fly. I think we'll fly. it's flat. So that's literally how it happened. And I think that just helped everybody believe and know that there's an opportunity here. There was no difference. I remember talking to Wyclef early also, I think it was 08, 07 or 08. And he was one of the artists that taught me never to say local artists. So it's, you know, the way they will say for sure, they say, our international artists, and then we have local artists. Hey, Wyclef, collect microphone. I think we're in Kenya.
Yeah.
Collect microphone, say, nah, we're all artists. What do you mean local artists? What do you mean international artists? And I think those are kind of things that built the way I presented myself and the way we came out. Like, listen, we'll beat you now for this. Not the same thing we did. Not the same everything we did. Not be the same air.
Yeah.
Around town. And that's
So I saw Kanye fly to your concert in London and, you know, give you a Rockefeller chain. And that was huge because he just had a concert in America, got on the plane and came to London. And my own thing was that, you know, sometimes I just sit back and there are two things, you know, that play back in my head. And the fact that Olumentin had Colin Powell on stage. And Colin Powell was, you know, the US Secretary of State. And Colin Powell was dancing Yahoo. It's like having, you know, Hillary Clinton or Anthony Blinken, you know, doing the same thing now. Imagine how much of a culture shift that would be. Yeah. Then imagine if, then today I sat back and I'm like, a lot of people do not still understand the significance of what Kanye West did. You understand? So for you though, it was almost like you, in such a short while, you'd conquered the continent and you knew moving abroad was the next thing. Not, you had already made that crossover. You're big in London, big in the UK, but everybody knows America is the, you know, the hallmark when it comes to exporting music, you know, worldwide. And having Kanye buy into, you know, your sound, and almost like you and Kanye were visionaries as regards Afrobeats and what it will be, you know, almost a decade after. So how was it for you that night?
Oh my God. Wow. First of all, it was a surprise, I must say. Okay. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I think just like every other person, we were watching Kanye a couple of hours before the show at the MTV Awards, actually. Yeah. I think it was the same MTV Awards where Beyonce had revealed and she was, you know, pregnant, so it was a big deal. We were literally watching it and they were, okay, I'm supposed to see him later. We'll go see after the show. And then he had planned with a team from, I'm not even sure Jazzy knew too, but I know Bankole knew. Yeah. And he had planned the team there. And so I just thought it was chaotic movement backstage, and I was changing 3 times. So they had planned to change, to come to surprise me just at the third
one.
Yeah. So I had no idea. So I finished the performance. I was going back. The crowd is going crazy. I'm running to the back to try to change, but I still see the package you did is back different. Everybody just come, what's in the app for? Yeah, I said, Kanye West just show. I said, What he finish everything now?
Yes, sir.
What he and for me, you know, because Kanye is Gemini as well, so he's creative. He sees it once he buys into it, he's in. So he literally did that just to surprise me, and because of how important we have told him that this movement was. I remember when leaving to go to Nigeria. No, only Twitter did that. So we say, Kanye, I don't know they believe him. They know they believe all these things. I said, for real? They know they believe. You go need to tweet something. Say, I should do it. He said, yes. You go to tweet them, tell them, the band that don't just come back, quick. I said, yo, let's do that. So it must be. So for me, I think he understood the reason why, from time, why he wanted that Afrobeat. We didn't even call it Afrobeat. We called it African music. In fact, I remember when we met in Dubai the first time, he said, I have actually asked students from university. I've been trying to pick up this sound. So he was the first person that wanted that whole sound. So he was more interested in the sound. And that's what actually literally gave us the deal, the opportunity, and that's what opened the whole door. So Kanye is actually the first person of these generations who have bought into it and actually not just buy into it, taking it to the next level. You know?
So we saw you saw a cameo in Mercy.
Oh yeah,
that. And also had feature in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Song I played the heck out of that song.
Oh no, we chop like that. We just, I'll tell you. So they did the Cross Summer album.
Yeah.
And then
that was it. Yeah, yes, that was it. 2 Chainz was rapping like it was Owen Rent.
My brother. See, I remember meeting him for the first time in Qatar. Yeah. So we had done the whole project, and then Kanye said he wanted everybody to just go to Qatar to shoot. So we shot that video in Qatar.
For real?
Yeah. Okay. Lamborghini Mercy.
Yeah.
I shot in Qatar.
Okay.
And so everyone was there, and It was such a beautiful time. When you are there, there's music working, the slide, and then this guy, tall guy, comes in. And I remember making a mistake because I had seen, Bankoli will laugh. I had seen one song, Wala Magic, Wala Magic. And you know, that's Future. Me, I don't know. Yeah. So as I see two shares, as you go, Wala Magic. Who's this guy? Boy. So that was the first time I met him, and of course, but he was also signed to Dbanj. And so right after Lamborghini, that was when Birthday song came out.
Birthday song came out. It became huge too as well. Well, yeah, that was that was amazing. Then we saw Oliver Twist again, different, and also saw Kanye had the Kanye and Pusha T. Was it Kanye?
No, everybody in good music.
Yeah, having cameos. Having cameos in that.
Yeah, we're all in the UK, so it was literally my first. We didn't even know. So Oliver Twist had come out.
Yes.
Maybe 5 months, 6 months in Nigeria before that.
Yeah.
And then it just walked into the UK by itself. And into 2012, at the New Year's Eve, they usually have this countdown at Hyde Park. And so one beautiful, blessed DJ Ryan, shout out to DJ Ryan. We should be giving award in UK. He worked for BBC. So he had done the playlisting and he had put the song in by himself. Yeah. And so when you go 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. I think they played a Tiny Temper song. Yeah. And they played and they said, Bum Bum. Yeah. You must need the bum bum. Oh, me, I'm a spirit person. I follow the sign. I heard it like this. I looked at it like this. I saw it immediately. I hit the code, but I was in London. I flew there with my 2 legs. I went to look for the DJ. I asked him, why did you put that song there? He said, why? Are you the owner of the song? I said, yes. He said, that's your song? I said, yes. He said, if you release this song this year, this summer, it will be a hit. I said, thank you. I did not go back to Nigeria again until I released the song.
So Oliver Twist dropped, and it became the first Nigerian song to chart in the UK. It went to number 9. I remember. So I remember checking the official that official chart, and you saw it there. How was it for you? How did you feel?
Oh, it went to number 9 at the official top chart, but then number 2
on the R&B chart. Right?
On the R&B official chart. So when I got this feel like. Yeah, it's crazy, David. but listen, I think that was one of the biggest fulfillment because that just came prior to everything that had happened with the breakup and all. And my vision was crystal clear. So that happening was an attestment to what I always believed we could do as a genre or as an industry. And for what we started, I think God just used that festival just because it could have blown every other place. It could have blown from the US first because we were already with Kanye. Yeah. But why was it the UK that today is the biggest base outside Nigeria for Afrobeats? I think that's just, it makes me feel like like seeing what's happening today like a proud.
So looking at where the industry is at right now, you understand? And I remember when the Kanye thing happened, and when everything was happening, it was happening at such a fast pace that people could not comprehend what was going on. And most of the conversations that were happening around music used to happen on social media, Twitter, for example. And I always used to take a backseat and just listen to, let me not say listen, but just read people's thoughts as regards what was going on. And majority, because it came from a place where if people don't understand what is going on, they fight against it and they rebel against it because they're like, oh, why is he going international when the market is here? What is he doing? Like, oh, his sound is different from Kanye's sound. Oh, when you listen to it in the morning, all he did was and so it was different conversations. And right now, 2024, fast forward almost a decade after. The same thing that they fought against is what they're embracing right now. And they're almost benchmarking artists with, oh, this one is not blown enough because there's no international collab or it's not hanging with this person. So when you see, when these conversations happen now, how do you feel about it?
I just thank God.
Okay.
Firstly, I thank God for choosing me to be a vessel. I remember NATO C a long time ago. I can't remember what happened, and I was talking to him, and I was like, but now you be our Jesus Christ. I said, I don't be Jesus Christ. I don't want to suffer. He said, you be our Jesus Christ for this industry. I said, no, I don't be suffer for this industry. Because some few people get it. Few people understand what we're trying to build, what we're trying to sell. I think the best thing you can always get as a reward is to see what you envisioned come to pass. So seeing it today come to pass, I'm so humbled to have contributed my own, quota and be in the history books for that. It just makes me feel, and it also gives me that confidence to know that whatever we decide to do or however I see the vision, if you believe in yourself and you focus, it's not always for you. You don't know how many people or a generation that would benefit from you following through with that. So stick to it. That's what I kind of get from there. That's why I'm so gingered. I'm now a new category.
New category. Meow! Meow! Yeah. So two things before carry on. I remember having a conversation with my friend. It was an argument. A line. I make 10 million in a week. Are you with me? Then the fact that you're one of the first artists, that 5 Series BMW that the custom plates. So I just want to ask you, so was there actually a time where at that time you were raking in 10 million naira in a week? Or
more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was 10 million naira for a show.
Then?
Yes.
That's how much you're charging?
Yes. That was what we're charging at least then. And we would sometimes do one a week or 2, 3, depending. Yeah.
So that's how you make 10 million in a week was?
Easily. It was factual. Okay. It wasn't a joke. Yeah. Ask Sunday Array.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Baba Array, he has the books.
He has the books.
I swear to God, he had the books, yes. Mm-hmm. That was 2008?
Yeah, 2008.
Yes.
That was my third year. Yes. And 10 million was a figure that our little minds could not piece together. No. You understand? Because my school fees then in the University of Benin was 7,700. You understand? So 10 million was I was like, how? Then a lot of my friends that were in Benin at the time were like, because I came from Lagos. Mm-hmm. So anything that was happening in Lagos, I was the guy. To you. You're like, hey, what's it called? That Dbanj, they lie. If they make 10 million, and I'll be like, yeah, if you be someone that slaps me,
No, but it is true. Yeah. It's just the way you hear it now. Mm-hmm. And you possibly hear that maybe a Bonner is getting $1 million or $1.5 million, and you it's not true. It's not true, the reason why it's even believable and more because there's social media, you can actually see. Then
there was no social media.
There was no social media. Maybe before you even heard the song, they said, that your side. So maybe now 2 months.
Now 2 months after.
Maybe that I don't collect 15.
That's crazy.
But I think so people can now see things more because of social media that they can believe to. Yeah. They can check. You can, the data is there. Mm-hmm. But there's always been proof. So and for me, like I said, most of my music, because I never came to say I was a singer. Mm-hmm. I said I'm an entertainer. Yeah. It has to be something that I embody. It has to be something that I believe. Mm-hmm. So if it is not true to me, I wouldn't really put it out. And that's what it was. So even suddenly, I remember suddenly, I think we had gone for one meeting. It was such a successful one. Mm-hmm. And then I came home and then Jazzy was doing the beat. And then he said, oh, wow, I said, man, suddenly. So it's like that. We go that. And that's how it worked. Because we just like, as I ate everywhere, die. Mm-hmm. So it's more of what is real and factual. And I think that's why people connect, because they can see themselves.
They can connect to everything that you're talking about. So Crib platform is still going on.
Oh yes.
So what happened to Coco Gary? That was such a
Coco Gary still there now.
Okay.
Really? Actually, yes, Coco Gary. We get factory for Ogun State.
What is a factory?
Oh yes.
Okay.
We produce Jebu Gary in Finam. But I think now, especially with what I'm celebrating 20 years, you'll be able to see more of that now. Okay. It goes back to what you said when you say, oh, you were the first to do this. You're the first. How did you feel? So as the idea came, we put them out, and we manifested them. Yeah. And then some of them we give partnered with the right people. Some of them we put it out and then, JV'd or sold. But the most important thing for me is that I made sure that we bettered the dream. So for the Coco Gary side, my mom kind of like was handling that side. Cool. And it was more like give back. So, maybe when you come, you buy things, we support, we do this, but then we put it in different stores. And it will not lie to you that in the last 8 years now, that's when agriculture now everybody can't wake up to us. So you see, I'm also a business that, hey, Bengali.
But since that also, you also had mobile phones. I remember.
Coco Mobile. Yes,
I remember.
We did 100,000 pieces. I remember because we're signed to Glow. It was the first time when I got their endorsement with Glow. Yeah. First thing that came to our head was, let's partner. Let's partner, bring something. And so I remember our partners then, they went to China, they got the phone, did it.
You did
Oh
100,000
my
pieces.
God,
Wait. You did 100,000
man.
pieces.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus, help us.
You
Just
did
say, I don't stick to this my business. All this anyway, no, music they pay. That's
Yeah.
so good.
So
But
you
you know
did
then music.
100,000. You did
Yes,
100,000 pieces.
yes, we produced 100,000 patent, sold some, actually distributed some.
Yeah.
It was supposed to evolve, so it were 3 colors: white, black, pink.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but we didn't. I think most times the market wasn't ready. Just like the music, so it was us just pushing against the tide, and people just looked at us like, "You are crazy, you are crazy." So, but to see it also today, where there's so many lines, I always just chill. I know that at the right time, we'll bring it out.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you're celebrating 20 years of stage. 20 years of you being amazing, and 20 years of you.
Sorry, you forgot Coco Mansion.
Oh yeah, there was Coco Mansion too.
Before Big Brother.
Before Big Brother. Yeah, no. What's the name of that lady that was Coco Mansion?
Which lady?
There was one that she was almost like a meme everywhere. They said that there's EFCC and there's Yahoo.
Yeah. But if you go and watch that thing, and you fast forward to today, you go trip again.
Yeah, I like, bruh. Oh, well, you did.
Oh my God, what was her name?
I can't remember her name now.
Yeah, what was her name? Yeah. It was part of the bridge. This was the set. The production set that time. That is the ancestor too.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll remember as
Yeah. That was amazing. You're celebrating 20 years on stage now. So are we by chance going to see maybe a More Hits reunion or maybe a jazzy produced record or something? We saw you recently. You guys gave him a gift bag and everything. So I think it's great for camaraderie and all love in the industry.
I think we've never said never.
Okay. Keeping our fingers crossed too.
You guys have been keeping their fingers crossed.
I
think I don't bend.
You don't bend now.
I said the way they did, I did like I did now. They do us like it. One. No. If I say there's no better way, we're such in a great place that right now I know that the nearest future is so bright, not just for us.
Yeah.
But for the whole genre. Yeah. And you saying a Moist reunion or a jazzy record, it's not even for us as well.
Yeah.
I think it's something that is owed to the culture.
Yeah.
So however it is, but from these 20 years, there's going to be some remixes that would come out.
Okay.
From the classics.
Okay. That would be mad though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. I saw the Olufumi one.
Yeah, you liked it?
I love it.
Yeah. Star Plus had us in a chokehold.
Yes.
Hadiza, I could just go, man. Those guys are
imagine that.
Bro.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Hey God, imagine that.
I know.
So I saw that remix, and the person behind that is already working on one of the greatest that I have as well.
Okay.
So ID Cabasa is already working on a remix.
Something.
Yes.
You don't want to let it out there.
I don't know. I think he already let it out.
Yeah.
Did he? If he didn't, you take a guess. Which one would you want him to do? And what would you want him to put on it? I think that's a good way to do it.
Let me see.
Let me test you now.
Let me see. I think...
if you were to pick one.
If I was to pick one of your classics, let me see. Igwe.
Okay. For ID Cabasa?
For ID Cabasa, let me see. Maybe Tongola, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say Tongolo. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say Tongolo.
Okay. Who would you put on it?
On Tongolo, let me see. For Tongolo, I'll put Ashake.
Okay.
I'll put Tongolo. Let me see. I need somebody that will give me that fella-esque. I'll put a burner.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll put a Black Magic on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you have some skills.
Yeah.
You have some skills, there's potential.
Yeah.
There's potential with you. We can work with you. You're good here now.
Yeah.
But you're right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
So I won't tell you the right part.
Yeah.
But the wrong part is it's not Tongolo.
Okay.
It's Fall in Love.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a beautiful song. And you had everybody, this guy. I think
he said just trip now.
Yeah, you know why I'm saying that? Because I remember how you were shaping culture and starting conversations without you even trying. Because in Fall in Love, you had Genevieve in the video. And the rumor started that you and Genevieve were dating at the time. And whenever you were being interviewed and you talked about, you never gave credence to any of the questions. So you just let people let their imaginations run wild. Genevieve was one of the hottest females in Nollywood. You were the hottest artist, if not the hottest. And you were the hottest artist in the country at the time. And having her it has never happened. Having her in your video was
Even Jay-Z never made Beyond
that
that time.
At that time.
We don't run things.
I know.
You know, we didn't see the vision. Now do you think Jay-Z can't see can't do me Beyond? Was it Beyond?
Yeah. So it was, and it was almost like everybody was rooting for you guys to actually, be in a relationship or be together.
Oh, I love it.
I don't like this guy. Oh, yeah.
I think it's why people also connected with the song.
Yeah.
So I think I'm like I said, I'm living a life where I'm so grateful to have been the vessel that God used, for this, because it's part of history, and I'm so also grateful for the kind of people that I've met. So thank God there was no social media at that time.
Know.
I think that's why the imagination
was running wild. And I think one thing that was, that stood out about your songs was how easy, they were to understand and grasp. You understand, like Fall in Love. You don't make, like, the lyrics are not too deep. It was something that, every regular person could actually just connect to. With every of your songs, Run Down, Why Me, it was just there. You could understand everything that you could talk, that you were talking about. And it was almost like you're telling people stories in all your different songs and everything.
Because that's how it's created. Either it's coming 100% from like a jazzy or whether the idea came from us and then we're putting it back in, or it's, like I said, when you embody this thing, it comes to you naturally. So for me, I think that's what I enjoy doing. Like, it's like I could never sing a negative song because I never say anything negative. I always say positive.
Yeah. So with Mogbono Feli Feli and Oliver Twist, what would you say is your biggest hit actually? Like, to you, there are songs that every artist says, okay, this is my baby. You understand? Maybe because of the creative process or the way people reacted to it, or there was a concert that you went to and when you performed it, people went crazy.
Oh my God!
So so Mogbono Feli Feli or Oliver Twist, which is?
So you have even just narrowed them down.
No, I'm just saying no for you. I'm just, for me though. Those to me, those are like your two. But like, if I want to judge, I say, okay, like Dbanj, okay, those ones.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you gonna put Fall in Love?
Fall in Love is there, but Fall in Love is, you can't.
What is this guy talking about?
Wait, now you can't grab a girl and Zaza will Fall in Love.
Are you kidding me? That's one of the biggest love songs wedding songs from this.
I know, I agree. But I'm like,
wedding they do. In the words of Portable, can't you sing song? Can't you praise God? Can't you love someone? So for me, I don't know. Wow, I don't know. I think you're asking me, it's like, it's question like you ask me when you say you have children.
Yeah, which one do you love? Yeah,
I think it would be hard for me to answer that. But I have favorite based on different things that they've done. Oliver Twist, of course, because of what it stands for, even for the culture, even for globally. If you go Afghanistan, we do Oliver Twist. You don't need to care whether they know. And as at that time, also, nobody even knew I was Nigerian. There's some people who thought I was Caribbean. Yeah. So I kind of have a feeling there's a connection with it, especially of how it was created, how it came out, when it came out, it's just something. But oof,
fall in love.
Where you put Why Me? Why did you play like this? What are you talking about? No, man, you can't ask me that kind of question. I know. You can't ask me. Even if you ask them on your show now, say, may they tell you the favorite competition will tear. They will call you. They will beg you, may you come back, come meet me. I know we'll talk one song now. We go who are you? But I am more appreciative with in different phases at them. Although Magic at one time was also my favorite.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too as well. So we saw you from. Yeah.
They talk as anything.
So we saw you from going from the Coco Master, ultimate sex symbol. You're like the Mick Jagger of Nigeria, to be honest. Your husband and the father now. So finding love is always very difficult because there are a lot of women that hang around them. So how were you able to just, get your head in the game and get
Don't
married?
get it twisted.
Love's a beautiful thing.
It's not jazzy.
Nice one.
I am grateful to God.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest gifts through my 20 years that I say. So More Hits was from 2004 officially to maybe 2012. And then, so that's 8 years. And I've been married 8 years.
Oh, wow.
So within my 20 years, it's like the first 10. married to Mohit.
Yeah, then the other ones you're married to. The love of your life.
And I'm so grateful. That's one of the best gifts.
Yeah.
And he is like he who finds a wife, finds a great thing. So I'm grateful to God for having that. And I always wanted to keep that part private. In fact, prior to even me getting married, you could really never really tell anyone I dated.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
That's why you don't even know if I dated or not.
Oh, okay.
Genevieve. Maybe you'll find out in my documentary.
Yeah.
This is how I can't give you this, you can't get views. I can't put it for you that you got to tread. No, now I will be fine. They go to see the documentary or the biopic for Netflix. But the rest of them say it's possible. So what he said, there's a possibility, there's a yes, there's a no. I shall let you know very soon. Very soon.
Okay. So what's next for you in the next 20 years? So you're celebrating 20 years is such a significant, a milestone for any artist or anything that you're doing.
I remember
if you're working
even
for the
Taylor.
Yeah, 20 years is such a long time.
Even
looking at the impact you've made, looking at the people that you've been able to impact on, looking at the generational artists that have come from you, and looking at the people who have taken your sound and run with it. Looking at the genre that you're a huge part of. That's Afrobeats.
Exactly.
So how does it feel for you though? And what should we look forward to in the next 20 years?
I think look, I spray my perfume first.
How come I don't have one?
You do?
I don't.
You don't get that? This is not my perfume.
Okay. DB.
O'Shea by Dbanj.
Smells nice.
Don't be with the lap. Don't be perfume and lipstick. Give Rihanna like $2 billion.
Yes, sir.
Now music.
And there's a magnetic cap, so it's really nice.
Original. This guy.
Oh shit. The perfume.
Good. So like I was saying to you, music gets you into the room.
Yeah.
But what you do in the room is all up to you. And I think I've preached that through my 20 years.
Yeah.
Now with the kind of structure, with the kind of partnerships, with the kind of expansion we're looking at, I only see a reaffirmation of everything that God has sent me to do, because it's still the same. It's a journey, Even though we were the first to do this, there's a way that the kids now have taken it into another level. That who we inspired have started inspiring us. Yeah. So I can only say that I've been so inspired by what is happening in the industry, with the artists, with the talents, with the business, with those people even behind the scene, with even the promoters that are now ready to afford us at a $1.5 million. I can only tell you that the next 20 years, no, you will see me. I shall be your lovers. You will be in together because I'm Dbanj, or Dbanj, like my Jamaican press call me. Importer, exporter. We export it because, content is the new crude. Not just in music, content generally is the new crude. And that's the biggest export we have from Africa. So you're going to see that on a great scale. Let's help as much people as we can. Let's inspire them either by just being the best that we can so they can watch us and learn from there, or by directly connecting to them through Cream or different partners that we have. So that would be wonderful.
Okay. So this has been a very, enlightening and interesting interview. Thank you so much for doing this. So it's a wrap on the season finale.
Oh, this is the season finale?
Yeah.
I will give you perfume for this one.
Okay, thank you.
I'll give you a new one.
Okay.
I'll give you a good perfume. Yeah. This one is my own.
Okay.
I know, but if you like what you smell, I'll give you
no problem.
You've been there from before 20 years.
Yeah.
We went to school together.
Yeah.
I am so impressed on how you've evolved.
Thank you.
From that little boy that you carried a plate and chop rice with K-Swish that I used to polish in second to a great influence in the industry. Your ears, you've supported so many people, coming from even myself, to kids that I do not know of their names. Please keep being you. The future is bright for you. The industry needs people like you, because without you guys, we do not exist. You help further enhance what we stand for. So thank you for accepting us. Thank you for being such a great fan.
Thank you so much.
I must greet you specially. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. So it's been an amazing season on Listen with OC, a season finale. Until we come your way next season, sit back, relax, and listen.
3, 2, 1, legendary. I'm Dbanj, or Dbanj, like my Jamaican friends call me. Capella, like my South Africans call me. Mensa, like my Ghanaians call me. Frike, like my Liberians call me. And if you've ever been to the eastern side of Nigeria, Usinawata Burogarayawan, importer, exporter. And I must greet you all specially. Feel it? You're watching. Listen with OC.